I'm Christina Aguayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories. A so-called activist judge, Brian Murphy, has ordered the Trump administration to maintain, quote, custody and control of a group of illegal migrants that were deported to Sudan just to make sure they can be returned to the United States. The Biden-appointed judge is worried about due process for the illegal migrant criminals. ICE released the flight manifest for the flight that includes 8 illegal migrants that all have serious criminal convictions, including multiple murders and sex offenders. It's unclear if Sudan is the final destination for the illegal migrant criminals. However, the Trump administration will often send illegal migrants to a third-party country if the country of the illegal is blocking repatriation. On the flight, one illegal migrant from South Sudan. The rest are from Cuba, Burma, Vietnam, and Mexico. DHS conducted a huge raid in California and arrested 13 Armenian gang members who have stolen about $83 million in Amazon deliveries. The Department of Homeland Security, through its Homeland Security Investigations Unit, held the raid in Los Angeles, targeting the Armenian organized crime group involved in a transnational theft operation. The crime group allegedly enrolled as Amazon freight carriers. Once they picked up the deliveries, they would disappear with the goods, stealing about $83 million in packages. The Armenian gang members then shipped the items across U.S. borders, likely involving gangs in Armenia or other regions. DHS said this gang, quote, terrorized American neighborhoods, suggesting they did more than just steal Amazon freight. Secretary Marco Rubio put a beat down on the senator that had margaritas with Kilmer Abrego Garcia after Senator Chris Van Hollen, said he regretted voting for Rubio. Watch.
I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job. I'm actually very proud of the work we've done with USAID. For example, I don't regret cutting $10 million for male circumcisions in Mozambique. I don't know how that makes us stronger and more prosperous as a nation. I don't regret psychosocial support services.
I raised Sudan, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond,
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had 7 straight minutes of
I chose to use my time that way, Mr. Chairman. That's my right to
Please
use my
suspend
time that way.
Secretary Rubio.
Well, I can go on. I mean, there's other things here. We spent $227,000 for Big Cat's YouTube channel from USAID. We spent $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, whatever the hell that means. So I can go on and on. I got the list here, and there's more. I didn't even bring the whole list. In the case of El Salvador, absolutely. Absolutely. We deported gang members, including the one you had a margarita with. And that guy is a human trafficker, and that guy is a gangbanger, and the evidence is going to be clear. In the days to come, you're going to see who you went to defend.
Senator,
I'm sorry,
please,
Mr. Chairman.
Secretary Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated comments like that.
Secretary Rubio has the floor. You've had your time.
Secretary Rubio should take that testimony to the federal court of the United States because he hasn't done it under oath.
Here's another point, okay? There is a division in our government between the federal branch and the judicial branch. No judge in the judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to conduct foreign policy. No judge can tell me how I have to outreach to a foreign partner or what I need to say to them. And if I do reach to that foreign partner and talk to them, I am under no obligation to share that with the judiciary branch.
The Supreme Court voted in favor of a Republican lawmaker after Democrats stripped her of her voting and speaking privileges for sticking up for women in sports.
The chair understands that the member does not intend to submit an apology to the body.
That is correct.
The member will be in violation of House Rule 401, Part 11. The member will not be able to cast a vote or speak on the floor until the member has come back into compliance with House Rule 401, Part 11. The member may return to her seat.
The Supreme Court voted 7-2 in favor of Maine Republican Representative Laurel Libby after Maine Democrats punished her for speaking out against biological males competing in female sports, marking a huge win for free speech. If you're wondering which 2 Supreme Court justices voted against the free speech rights of a state rep who was censored for protecting women, they are Sonia Sotomayor and Ketanji Brown Jackson. Libby was targeted by Democrats after speaking out about a biological male winning a girls' pole vault event at a state competition. The post went viral, getting the attention of President Donald Trump, who clashed with Maine's Democrat Governor Janet Mills over his executive order protecting girls in sports. More than 700 trucking companies list the same address in Signal Hill, California, near Long Beach, which is the second largest container port in the nation. About 500 of the companies share the same phone number and email address, leading many to believe a major fraud is happening in the trucking industry, hurting American truck companies. Joe Biden pumped $57 million in grants into the trucking industry in 2021, with the Biden-Harris Trucking Action Plan working to streamline drivers getting their CDL licenses, which it did, as more than 876,000 CDLs have been issued since January 2021. At the same time, Biden expanded programs like CBP-1 and CHNV Parole, which issued work permits to more than 531,000 migrants and added 70,000 H-2B visas, allowing migrants to pursue trucking jobs. The U.S. experienced a 400% rise in freight fraud from 2022 to 2023. In April of 2023, the potential fraud was reported to the FMCSA, highlighting the improbability of so many companies operating from a single small building in a town of 11,500 people. Yet nothing has been done. The email address, WTFFMSCA@AOL.com, has been described as mocking the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. In April, President Donald Trump signed an executive order saying that speaking English is a non-negotiable safety requirement for truck drivers. The executive order came about 1 month after 37-year-old Solomon Weldakil Araya rammed his truck into 17 vehicles after failing to stop, killing 5 people, including a child and an infant. Video taken after the crash appears to show that Araya was unable to speak English. Austin police charged him with 5 counts of intoxication manslaughter and 2 counts of intoxication assault. His bond was reduced from $1.2 million to $7,000. Joe Biden reviewed 1,538 clemency actions that included 1,499 commutations and 39 pardons in one day. But is that even possible? Let's go ahead and look at the calculations. If the signings happened with each clemency action getting a 5-minute review, it would take 17.5 days if working 8-hour days. Signing each clemency with a 10-minute review would take 34.9 days if working 8-hour days. This is in December of 2024, 3 months after the disastrous presidential debate between Biden and Trump, so it seems likely it may have taken longer for Biden to review each clemency action, with the need for multiple breaks due to his cognitive decline. According to Pew Research, Biden issued the more than 1,500 clemency acts on December 12, 2024. This was the largest single-day grant of clemency in modern history, after President Bill Clinton granted 177 acts of clemency on his final day in office. Biden's total clemency actions during his term amounted to 4,245 acts, pardons and commutations, with around 2,500 commutations overall, 90% of which happened in late 2024, early 2025, including the pardon he gave to his son Hunter Biden on December 1st, 2024, and the pardons issued to the House Select Committee that investigated January 6th, and the Metropolitan Police officers who testified before the committee on January 19th, 2025. In Dallas, Christina Aguayo.